Mark chapter 14, verse 36 says, Abba, Father, he said, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will. So the observation, so I do the SOAP method. It's, you do the scripture or just a verse, and then you do the observation. What did you observe inside this verse? And then the application. How can you apply this to your daily life? And then just prayer. So the observation was that God can take away your season of suffering, but that doesn't mean that he will. You need every single season that you go through. And Jesus inside the Garden of Gethsemane, he asks God for help. And he asks him to take away the cup if it's his will. And God didn't take away the cup. And God allowed Jesus to die and suffer and be mocked and to get his beard pulled out by people that hated him. People screamed in his face. People gave him sour wine mixed with vinegar. Like, they did the worst. Slashed his body to the point he was unrecognizable. His mom had to watch. He's naked. Inside the shows, inside the movies, they make us think that Jesus had any clothes on. He didn't have any clothes on. That's probably because it's a film. You can't watch somebody naked. But inside scripture, like, Jesus is naked. Like, he has no clothes on, no underwear, nothing. And he's literally dying the most embarrassing death ever. And for our sake. And before that, Jesus is inside the garden and he's praying to his Father. And he sees exactly what he's going to go through. Like, he knows what he's going to go through. And he's asking God to take it away if it's his will. And that shows us that you can have a desire to not go through a certain season, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that it's not God's will. You could be inside the midst of the perfect will of God, and it's so uncomfortable. And it's so uncomfortable. Yeah. But imagine if God would have told Jesus, like, imagine if God would have taken Jesus out of that painful situation because he knew it was painful for him. Like, none of us would have had our salvation. None of us would be able to have a relationship with God. But we all would probably be serving different gods because Jesus would have never died for our sin. And you can't just... This Bible study a little bit too relatable. Anyways, you can't just expect God to take you out of a painful situation because it's painful. Like, you need to go through it because God sees what's on the other side of it. And inside scripture, inside the book of Jeremiah, God says, I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give